Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to go over the specifics of a side pull brake. This is one more style of braking systems. The reason why this is called a side pull is because the cable actually pulls from the side. So it's going to actuate itself like this. It's shaped like a U. Sometimes they're also referred to as a U brake. If we squeeze the brake lever, the cable pulls from the side to be able to actuate both arms together. There's going to be really three things that we're going to be focusing on this particular brake. One is going to be the pads, to make sure that the pads are straight again with the rim and tight. The other thing is going to be the way that the whole brake is centered. Instead of being able to work independent arms like we were on a linear pull brake, these two are going to work off of one center pivot. And then we're going to ensure that the cable is tight and secured through the pinch bolt. So what we're going to be using in this particular brake is we're going to use our Y box wrench, which is going to have our more common sizes of box wrench sizes here. I can put my 10 millimeter onto the brake pad. Again, I'm going to squeeze the brake lever, which will engage the pad against the rim. I can then loosen, adjust this pad to whatever position I need to be, making sure the pad is on the braking surface, level with the rim. Once it's in the position I need, I squeeze the brake lever harder, hold it into place as I snug that pad up. Now if you saw, that pad shifted just a hair. I'm going to release. I'm going to spin this pad back with my fingers, hold it into place as I tighten that down. Sometimes these will have the desire to spin on us. Once that is straight, I'm going to make sure it's parallel with the rim and tight, not too high, not too low. I'm going to repeat the exact same process on the other side. On this particular one, it's already straight, so I'm just going to make sure it's tight, which it is. Now I can turn my attention to centering this entire brake on the rim surface. If you notice, this actually moves pretty well. Both sides moving pretty evenly. Maybe this side moves a little bit more than the other side. But if this was a bike I was building for the floor, I would consider this good. But I want to show you how to adjust it in case it's not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be using this bolt up here and the bolt on the back. What I'm going to use is our adjustable wrench on the back side here. And I'm going to use our box wrench on the top. And I can actually turn these together, moving the brake with us. So I make sure the adjustable wrench is secured on there, and then I can actually turn the entire assembly, which will shift the entire U-brake, the entire side pull brake. If you notice, I actually went too far, where this side is doing all of the movement. So if I go the other direction, I'm just going to turn both counterclockwise, small adjustments, till it's nice and centered. Finally, I can adjust the cable tension on the side pull. And that's going to be done with one more tool. We're going to use our fourth hand tool. The way this tool works is it's going to actually hold onto the cable. This piece here is going to grab the cable, and this part is going to push against there. So I'm actually going to have to flip this upside down, put it on the cable. It'll grab the cable, and you can see right now it's trying to push against that pinch bolt, but since the pinch bolt is tight, it won't go anywhere. So I'm going to loosen up that pinch bolt, and I can now pull cable through, or if I help it with the brake lever, I can set this up to have either too much, too little, or ideally just the right amount of cable pull, holding it in place with the fourth hand tool, tightening up that pinch bolt. Again, to show you how that will work, I'll show you on the other side. That will actually grab the cable, and then once it grabs the cable, this end would push against that. So just kind of showing it backwards here. Once that cable is adjusted correctly, we should have a nice even pull between the two sides, the left and the right side. The pads will be level with the rim and tight, and this pinch bolt will be secure with enough cable pull to match the front. That's how we're going to be adjusting the side pull brakes, primarily found on some of the kids' bikes, the BMX bikes, maybe even some of the cruiser bikes, but that's the side pull brake.